Oh no, I got popcorn in my mouth. Welcome back. My name is Brian.
I'm Richard.
And this is I Love You 3,000 Minutes, a podcast that traveled back in time, almost to the Ice Age, but then we made a right turn and got back on track so that we could rewatch the entire Infinity Saga from Iron Man Far From Home. The popsicle just melted in my mouth, so I'm good. Iron Man 1 to Spider-Man Far From Home, one marvelous minute at a time. This is minute 55 of Iron Man 1. And Richard, what happened?
Rhodey.
If you're on audio, I bit into a popsicle again.
Rhodey says, this is a time you need to get your head right. And Tony is he's kind of captive for the conversation because he was hoping that the conversation with his friend would go a little differently. And Rhodey just super serious says, I'm serious. And that was his point for the conversation. That is what he wanted to communicate to Tony. Like, yo, you need to cut it out and you need to make some weapons.
Wait, you need to cut it out.
Yes. And so they continue. It pauses on Tony's face for a brief couple seconds, and it's just Tony seems kind of heartbroken because he was really hoping his buddy Rhodey would be all in on this with him.
His best friend.
Yeah.
Again, like I was saying last night, I don't think I articulated it quite like this, but I think he was trying to be a good friend.
Yeah. Sure.
He just didn't actually know what was best for Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Or he didn't trust Tony to know what was best for him.
And he didn't see Tony's vision, right?
He didn't even accept it.
He didn't even start to see.
Listen.
Yeah. After it pauses on Tony's heartbroken face, cuts over to Tony.
His heart is broken.
I mean, it's there.
It's an arc reactor to keep it in peace. In shape.
The heart is still there, though.
I know, but without that arc reactor,
it's not necessarily broken. So it goes back to Tony in his lab, right? It goes back to Tony in his lab, and he starts a new project.
Jarvis, yep.
Yeah.
For you, sir? Anytime? Always? What did he say?
He tells Jarvis to make a...
For you, sir, always is the line I was tripping up on.
Yes. Jarvis, you up? Yeah, so, has there been much mentioning of Jarvis so far?
So Pepper Potts, in the scene where Christine Everhart tries to access the house, she says, That's Jarvis, he runs the house. But I forgot to correct this. I said that Paul Bettany, in his, darkest moment, said that his agent told him his career was over. It was an executive. I forgot to correct that. It was an executive who turned him down and said, your career is over.
It wasn't even someone close to Paul Bettany's career or the situation, just some random D-bag from another
someone
company.
Who had the control of casting him or putting him on a poster or, a leading role kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So, if you think about the timeline, Avengers 2 came out 2015, and I think a movie Legion came out in 2010, which is a couple years after that. He's on the poster. He's the boy in the poster. Boy. I'm saying as how Steven Suptic and all of them say, we're big boys. He's on the poster. Then he did a year later with that same director a movie called Priest, which bombed. I didn't see that one. Legion was good. But I got to imagine that that's a few years after Priest bombed and he was the main character. And, his career wasn't looking great. This was paying the bills and it was nice. But yeah. Mm-hmm. So 2015 is when the movie comes out. He actually, it was probably pretty close after Priest came out because I think that was 2011. Mm-hmm. And, that film would need to take 3 years to make Avengers after 2012. Mm-hmm. It releases. So yeah, probably a year after Priest came out, the executive was like, look at your track record. Mm-hmm. It's over. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how much of a dick he was being, but yeah, it was an executive.
Gotcha.
And they were kind of looking at just the stats,
none of the things he starred in were much good, or they didn't do well.
They didn't do well. Yeah, it's I can see where he's coming from. Thank God it wasn't true. So anyway, sorry for that divergence.
Yes, and so Jarvis agrees to open up a file on him. This is the more extended dialogue that we've heard from Jarvis before, or some of the most dialogue we've heard from Jarvis before.
Yeah, because he hasn't really said much. Mm-hmm. Did we notice that jukebox before?
I did not.
Okay.
I think, no, we did. If you look back in, minute 8 or something, I think you pointed out. Yeah.
Okay. But this it looks different in the dark at the 30-second mark.
We saw it at a different angle. It's like there was a scene that took place farther over there.
When he was working on the car.
Yes, exactly. So, and he says, start a new project called Mark II, which I thought was weird because normally, that's just a clear versioning thing. Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3.
0, Mark 1.
Yeah, and he doesn't say what he's calling the project, or, you know? It's like Mark is normally just a version of something. He doesn't actually say what the something is here.
Well, remember when I said the first suit was Mark 1 and
Yeah.
you thought it should be called Mark 0?
Well, I didn't think it should be called. I just thought it was Mark 0.
It normally is called Mark 0.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, that first suit is Mark 1 and now he's taking a schematic,
Right.
3D schematic.
Of course,
of
yeah,
it.
I know it's of Iron Man, but he doesn't say it's of Iron Man. I just thought it was funny that he didn't give the project as a name.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, we're going to start Mark 2.
Yeah. I gotta imagine he doesn't do a lot on his private server anyway. And he doesn't actually name himself Iron Man. He gets that from a news headline
Got you.
at the end of the movie, so.
Or you could call it Power Suit with repulsor rays or whatever.
Suit Boy Mark II.
Repulsor Machine. If I was a superhero, I'd be called Repulsor Machine.
Self-driving vehicle when I'm blackout drunk Mark II.
And so...
Did I say self-driving or self-flying? Because I wanted to say self-flying.
And so, because he tells Jarvis to put it on his personal server, Jarvis asks him, "Oh, you're working on a secret project, are we?" And Tony admits it. He's like, "Yeah, sort of, kind of don't know who to trust right now." You know, carry over from his conversation with Rhodey.
His best friend just
Told him,
dismissed him.
"Get your head straight and make some weapons." So...
He's gonna, but it's not gonna be for the military.
Yeah, well, the one that he makes for Rhodey, because he wanted Rhodey to be involved in it, that's kind of for the military, because...
He said it wasn't for the military. He just wanted his friend to be part of it.
Because he had War Machine in mind, right?
No.
Oh, that's what I was thinking. That's why he wanted his friend to be part of it.
I mean, maybe, but no. In Iron Man 2, Rhodey kind of steals War Machine armor.
Gotcha.
Or technically, the suit that he's about to make. Ooh! We got a view at 51 seconds of that thing we try to see. It says Pure All Pep.
Oh.
I forget which minute, but we really were trying to find, if you're listening on audio, that circular pizza sign looking thing.
Or bottle cap looking thing.
Yeah. Pure All Pep, top right hand corner, above that way too large fire extinguisher. I like his computer's trash can.
That's true. And he explains why he wants the project to be secret, because he doesn't want the military to just use it and blow shit up. He wants it to actually do some good, in his words. He kind of explains what he thinks his previous work was. He wants his new project to do some good. So
yeah, he'd rather have Mark II and anything that comes from it to be a net positive instead of what America would do, which would essentially be the Team America World Police song. America! Fuck yeah!
And then leave weapons in a country for them to be taken and used against them.
Well, no, you talking about the weapons that the Ten Rings have?
Yes.
Oh, they bought that.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
They bought all those weapons.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that explained in this movie so far?
Not so far.
Not so far, okay.
But yeah, oh my god, would that have been worse? If, like, we see him later on destroy the weapons and then, like, show up in some private's quarters and he's like, "You accidentally abandoned 3 tons of my weapons."
Right.
On your first detail. Look, I'm sorry, but today we're not saving Private Ryan.
We're sending Private Ryan.
That would be me if I was in the military. I'd be Private Brian, and I would lose way too much stuff.
Camera cuts to presumably the Ten Rings, digging in the desert for some old Iron Man suit parts.
And did you get the reference at 52 seconds when it goes over to the desert?
Oh, that's a Star Wars reference.
Yeah, that's a Star Wars fade, or swipe. Whatever, you know? And not only that, but the next minute, there's even more Star Wars reference.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think they might do that swipe a couple times. And plus, Jon Favreau made and created The Mandalorian and wrote most of the episodes. He didn't get to direct because he was doing The Lion King, which, like, what a waste. I mean, it made over $1 billion, so, like, for his career, it's great.
It's a commercial success, but...
Yeah, but he'll be directing at least one episode in Mandalorian Season 2. Interestingly, I found out they previs the entire season before they started shooting.
Previs?
Like, did a pre-visualization of all of Season 1 of The Mandalorian before
You mean,
they started...
like, on storyboards, or...?
Previs is, like, rudimentary or very crude 3-dimensional storyboarding.
Got you, okay.
So you can actually... It's kind of like version 1 of CGI effects, but they did it for the whole thing.